What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the White Sea Deer channel. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you all for being here, where we take you through the most important of gaming news throughout the day. So today we got an interesting story, something that just came out about 5 hours ago while we were all at work. By the way, I hope everyone got back from work or school safely, and everyone's enjoying their evening with a nice cup of coffee or a nice ice cold beer. But without further ado, let's jump into this video. Here we go. Alright, as always, before we start, we're going to give credit to our journalist Roland Moore Collier over at Tom's Guide, so shout out to that person. I will link this article in the description below so you guys can give it a check out. So yeah, let's jump right into this article. You guys can see already this is big PS5 news. We got the PS5 redesign reportedly coming in 2022 with this big change. Redesigned PS5 with a new AMD chip could be in the works already. So already thinking about modifying the PS5. We still can't find PS5s. There's still people refreshing their Walmart page every day trying to find PS5s, and they're already talking about a redesign. This is crazy. Let's jump into the details here. Alright, starting off first paragraph. The PS5 is so popular that shoppers are still clamoring for PS5 restock 6 months after launch, and there could be a big change on the way that's worth waiting for. DigiTimes reports that semiconductor manufacturer TSMC is planning on producing a redesigned PS5 at some point in the second and third quarters of 2022, and it could deliver considerably more power. So this redesign is not cosmetic, it is internal. The fact that it might give it some more power, whatever that means, I'm assuming graphics output, is very interesting, because then you have to ask the question, could this be a Pro? Could this be a Pro version? Are they going to upcharge this? Are they going to make the price higher? These are all questions that are very interesting. And now you're thinking as a consumer, should I just wait for the next one? So let's continue on and keep going. Lots of questions to be answered here. I'm hoping this article really fills out our knowledge of this. So continuing on, the idea of a redesigned PS5 might seem a little premature given the current PS5 isn't even a year old yet, but the lack of stock and challenges around semiconductor supply did see Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki suggest stock shortages could be overcome with did they make a typo here? Stock shortages could be overcome with electronic product design. Yeah, with electronic product design or finding other supply chain resources. Quote, for example, we could find maybe a second resource for semiconductors, or by changing design, we could cope with semiconductor shortages, says Totoki in Sony's Q4 2021 earnings call, transcribed by Seeking Alpha. So, it kind of sounds like from the earnings call, they seem to be doing this because of the semiconductor shortage, which is weird, because it says it's going to deliver considerably more power, but this is a necessary thing. I'm not sure what's going on here. I can't imagine the semiconductor supply chain is going to continue to be strained now that we're getting out of this pandemic cycle. So I'm not sure what they're talking about here, why they're looking so forward in the future, because by Q4 2022, all of this is probably going to be over. You have to think, you'd have to hope, we hope it will be. I'm assuming by Q4, we're going to see things pretty much be done when it comes to these supply shortages because of the pandemic. So it's interesting to see them thinking they might change this entire design because of a temporary, issue with their supply chain. But let's continue on. Hopefully it gives us some more information. It's unclear whether Totoki is referring to the PS5 here or other electronics, or both, so that's also a point we should make. It's not just PS5 we're talking about here. But combined with DigiTimes supply chain sources, the idea of a redesigned PS5 does not seem far-fetched. According to DigiTimes sources, the redesigned PS5 could sport new silicone with a new semi-customized CPU from AMD built on the 6nm process node. The current PS5 uses a 7nm custom octa-core AMD Zen 2 processor. The move from the 7nm to the 6nm could see the PS5 deliver a performance boost and make more efficient use of its its power. In effect, we could be looking at a PS5 Pro. There it is. We could be looking at a PS5 Pro. This wouldn't be unusual because of the PS4 Pro, obviously, but that was after 3 years after the latter's release in November 2013. So yeah, already people are talking about the PS5 Pro. I think it's way too early for that. I think pretty much everyone would think it's way too early. If you're telling me that there's going to be a Pro next year, it's hard for me not to hold off on buying the PS5, because by the time I'm finally able to get one in a cart and get it shipped out here, the PS5 Pro is going to be coming out. Why don't I wait? It's a really weird dilemma. They're kind of backing themselves into a corner here. Now, if you come out with a Pro version 4 years later, or something along those lines, like maybe Nintendo's about to do, that makes more sense. I might actually go ahead and buy that console in addition to having my old console. But to release a PS5 Pro effectively only a year after you've released your initial console, which is still not through its sales cycle because people still want it and people still can't find it, to be talking about a Pro already, I don't like that. I don't like that move. But let's continue to see if they give us some more info. Admittedly, a late 2022 release would mean only a 2-year gap between the launch PS5 and a prospective Pro version. But with semiconductor shortages making it difficult to find the current PS5 and its digital edition counterpart, moving to a console built around a different processor fabrication node could see Sony bypass that shortage. That's assuming that 6nm chip yields could be strong enough to come with prospective demand. So they're talking about how basically if they shift their manufacturing over to these 6nm chips, are we now just going to see a shortage on that end? Which that's entirely possible. I'm not involved in this industry. Obviously, it's very different from the game industry. This supply chain, all this logistics. But yeah, right now there's this shortage for this 7nm, I guess, and they want to lower it, but it'll come with a bigger yield. It's just so weird. I don't know why they would want to go ahead and do this, but let's continue. We have no way to verify Digitime sources, but that's not stopped our brains from imagining what we'd like to see from a PS5 Pro. An obvious one would be a more compact and less striking design, perhaps one that can better integrate with existing entertainment units. So that is a big gripe that a lot of people have. I have seen multiple PS5s before. I do not own one, but I've seen friends' PS5s, and they are huge. They are bulky. They do not fit in anyone's entertainment center. If you have an entertainment center that can, fit a PS5 comfortably, then good for you. That's pretty impressive. But most regular people's entertainment center can't handle those PS5s. So I think that's the biggest thing that they need to change is the design of it. I don't like it. Never have. I love the Xbox Series X way more in terms of design. So hopefully if they do the Pro, they can update the design and completely change everything, and hopefully it can integrate better into people's entertainment systems. But continuing on, more power and increased SSD storage space would also be appreciated, as 825 gigabytes of storage on the PS5 superfast PCIe 4.0 SSD isn't very spacious for modern games and their large install sizes. Obviously, that's an issue as well. We're seeing Call of Duty games now get well over 100 gigabytes. Some of these sports games that come out are getting close to 100 gigabytes. And it's only going to go up from there. It's only going to get higher and higher, especially the first-person shooter games, not just Call of Duty, the first-person shooter games that are going to come out with multiplayer and campaigns and all this stuff. Very, very big downloads. So definitely something that we need to look at is upping storage. And I think we're going to have to innovate faster than we have when it comes to that, because these games are getting so big. So hopefully PS5 can also do the same thing with Xbox. It's across the console realm. There needs to be an update when it comes to storage, because deleting games suck. And we're past that point where we can just pop in a disc and play a game. These games are too big. They require too much power. So we need to figure out this problem. But continuing on, having said that, we're only now just seeing the power of the PS5 get put into proper action with the likes of Returnal really showing what a game can look like and deliver, and built specifically for a single platform. Returnal looks incredible. I really wish I could play it. I'm watching a lot of gameplay videos of it. It looks like so much fun. One of the coolest looking roguelikes that I've seen in a long time. So that paragraph is definitely correct. Last paragraph. So there's likely a lot more to be had out of the PS5 before we get an upgraded one. Time will tell if this supply chain leak results in new game consoles for 18 months down the line. All right, everybody, that was the article. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's some really interesting news coming out of Sony, out of PlayStation, almost making a PS5 Pro out of necessity because of a supply chain issue. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Do you guys think this is too quick? Do you think this is just a necessary move Sony has to make? Are you interested in getting a PS5 Pro if you're a PS5 owner right now? And if you're like me and you don't have a PS5, do you want to wait until this Pro version comes out? Again, we're not confirmed here, so don't make any decisions now, but it's possible we might see a Pro version in 2022. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate the view. Thank you for getting this far. If you did get this far and you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Click that subscribe button down below. It goes a long way to help me grow the channel. I am White Sea Deer. I really appreciate you guys joining me, and hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Love y'all. Take it easy now.